Bob, welcome to Australia.
Thank you.
Explain Apple Intelligence in a nutshell for someone who has never heard of it.
Apple Intelligence is an amazing set of capabilities that are going to be in your hands, whether it's on your iPhone, your iPad, your Mac, that's going to really accelerate and kind of move your creativity and efficiency to a next level. It's really bringing this power of artificial intelligence and making it really practical, useful, private, and ultimately helpful. So you'll be able to do things like get to your email summaries faster, be able to create new images, do all sorts of amazing things, but simply and powerfully and in a way that's just incredibly easy to use.
AI has been the talk of tech, and let alone the talk of everyone, for a couple of years now. What's different or what's important about what Apple's doing with AI?
Yeah, we've been using AI and machine learning for many, many years, and it's across many of our products and some of the most important features. The camera systems in iPhone use computational photography, which is built on AI and ML. Some of our most life-saving features like AFib and crash detection use AI and ML. So we've been using it and investing in it for many years and building on top of Apple silicon to make that happen. Now with these generative models, with this new technology, we're really opening up a new era for AI to be put to use in really personal and powerful ways that I think are going to kind of turbocharge, supercharge the experience that you have with your devices. So it really is the beginning of kind of a new chapter of how AI is going to be able to power experiences that are helpful and important to you.
For the average user, they've probably maybe heard about ChatGPT, they've probably had a play with it. Do you think every average iPhone user is going to be using Apple Intelligence on a daily basis, or is it something they'll learn over time?
One of the great things about Apple Intelligence is that we have woven it into the system, right? It is a feature that comes from and is accessible everywhere you are. So for example, with writing tools, it's available wherever there's a blinking cursor. You can just tap and have access to it. Within your email, you actually will have summarization that'll just automatically appear with Apple Intelligence. So the great thing about Apple Intelligence is you don't have to go and find it. It's right there when you need it and where it is. And so in that regard, it's going to be incredibly easier for customers to engage and discover and make use of. And we think it's going to be just woven into your daily experience. For me, as somebody who gets many, many emails a day, Apple Intelligence allows me to get through them very, very quickly. I don't even think about it anymore. It's just there, it's available to me. And we think for many of our customers, they're going to find those features, whether it's Siri, whether it's writing tools, whether it's image generation, that just is going to be a natural part of their daily life. And it'll be something that they not only take for granted, but they expect and want more and more of.
Apple is almost famously not first to market with things. All of your competitors have AI built into their devices in the last year or so. Is there something to explain why it's taken Apple so long to get to AI on devices?
Well, again, if you go back and look at it, we've had AI on devices for many, many years. We've invested in and had Apple Silicon and the Apple Neural Engine for over 10 years, driving those experiences that I talked about in terms of health features, camera features, many other things. So AI has actually been part of our products for a long time. But with Apple Intelligence, what we wanted to do was to make sure that we were delivering it in a way that our customers would expect and that Apple would deliver. Something that's easy to use, that's intuitive, that's personal, and ultimately is private, because privacy is a core principle of Apple, and it's something that's incredibly important with AI. So we wanted to take the time to do it right and deliver it in a way that our customers would come to expect and be able to make use of. And so we're just excited to be able to launch Apple Intelligence this week here in Australia and New Zealand, and we think it's going to be really the beginning of a new era for all of our products.
You mentioned privacy. A lot of people are skeptical about AI. They're skeptical about where the information comes from and where the information's going. You've got a partnership with ChatGPT. How do you maintain the privacy promise that Apple has when you're bringing AI right into my device in a generative form, and I'm using it for things that are very personal to me, writing it letters and emails? The fear that people have around AI is real.
Yeah, AI and all of these technologies have to be grounded in a privacy promise that people can understand and that they can trust. And we believe in that, and we've believed in that for a long time. It's a core principle of Apple. We believe that privacy is a fundamental human right. And so for us, it's been really important with Apple Intelligence to be transparent about how we're delivering that privacy. And the foundation models, the diffusion models, the technology that we've built at Apple is built on that promise and that foundation of privacy. So for example, much of the work that will come from Apple Intelligence, much of the models will actually happen on device. So your data never leave your device. It is with you and you're in complete control. And when you do actually need to go and access larger models, we built this completely new architecture called private cloud compute, which essentially extends the privacy promise of the iPhone into the cloud. These are Apple Silicon servers built specifically for Apple Intelligence, and they're built in a way that there's no data storage. We can't see what's happening in it. It's just used for your response, and after that, everything is completely removed. And it's a privacy promise that's actually verifiable, so experts can go in and probe and test and make sure that we're delivering what we want and what we've promised to our customers. So for us, privacy with AI and everything is non-negotiable, and it's built into the foundation of what we do. And that includes, just being transparent, for example, when you're going to use ChatGPT. So if you want to use ChatGPT, that's great, it's an amazing set of capabilities, but we'll make sure that you know that that's what you're doing and get your permission to be able to send that information off. So privacy is about how you approach it, but it's also making sure the user feels like they're in control throughout the entire experience.
Apple Intelligence is rolling out in Australia as of now. What are the things that people should look for first? Like, I fear with AI, and I've seen with AI, people try it and then don't really find it useful to them. So what are the things that people are going to do that are useful to them on a day-to-day basis that they're going to actually probably smile and think, well, this is actually really interesting?
Yeah, I think the great thing is because of the breadth of features with Apple Intelligence and the fact that it's built into the system, people are going to have so many different opportunities to interact with Apple Intelligence and find those moments, those features that are valuable to them. And in fact, right now we've got a session going on here at the store that's going to help educate customers on the breadth of Apple Intelligence features that they can engage with and use. For me, for example, photo cleanup is an amazing feature that allows me to go in and perfect the photo that I just took and be able to find and refine it in the way that I want to. Writing tools helps me every single day when I'm writing emails to quickly check and make sure I've got the grammar right or I've got the tone right. And I think it's going to be incredibly fun for people to start to explore and play with Genmoji, to find that perfect emoji that you were looking for the moment, to make the group chat kind of more exciting as you go along. I think the great thing about Apple Intelligence is there's so many ways in which people can interact with it and have fun with it and explore it and make their lives more efficient and more helpful. I think there's just so much choice. It's going to be exciting to see how people adopt it.
Just a couple of quick ones on the individual features, which you've mentioned. But so Image Playground, for example, we're going to be able to just create an image using simple prompts of our own imagination, and that could be an illustrative or a cartoon-like image that people will share in documents and different things. Explain the core use of that in your mind.
Yeah, so one of the great things about generative AI is the ability to use language to turn it in and create new images. And one of the things that we've done with this new application called Image Playground, which is available on the iPhone or the iPad or the Mac, is you can go in and you can start to create images with simple prompts and concepts, and then you can even personalize them based off of people in your photo library. And so it can be things that are playful, things that are fun, or it can be things that help you kind of take a document to that next level by creating the perfect illustration that goes along with it. It's essentially like having this personal illustration capability right in your own, right at your fingertips, and being able to capture that and take your creativity to the next level.
Something like, one of the things I hear a lot about AI is it's costing jobs and it's changing things, but let's just talk about writing tools and how that can help individuals at work or at home actually improve their writing, whether it's an email or an overall document.
Yeah, the great thing about writing tools is once you start with the seed of an idea, a rough sketch, outline, draft, whatever, at your fingertips, you've got the ability to take that and refine it, transform it, turn it into what you want it to do. So it could be proofreading it to find the right grammar. It could be changing the tone so it becomes friendlier. It could be changing the tone so it sounds like a poem or comes from, your Gen Z child. It's one of these things where we allow you to kind of take the beginnings of an idea and really extend it and refine it and be able to expand your use of language in kind of really interesting and new ways. And so it's one of those capabilities I think people will find engaging and then will continue to explore over time.
Just finally, is there a point of difference to the way Apple approaches AI, generative AI, image creation, all these things in a device to the way that your competitors have done over the last year? Because, as I said, there's plenty of phones out there with AI built in. Why choose Apple?
Yeah, one of the key things for us is that we wanted Apple Intelligence, and we believe the most powerful way you can deliver intelligence is by making it personal, by making it grounded in your context, grounded in your data, so that it becomes really helpful and useful to you as an individual. And so that's where we focused. We focused on how can we take the information that's on your device and be able to use that to leverage and create these great experiences with Apple Intelligence while preserving your privacy all the way around. So for us, Apple Intelligence is about being helpful, it's about being elegant, it's about being easy to use, but it's also about being personal. And that's why we talk about Apple Intelligence as being a personal intelligence system and something that can really help you and make these things useful to you as an individual and kind of on your devices.
For people that are skeptical about AI, is it forced upon me with an update today, or is it an opt-in feature of an iPhone?
No, it's a great question. You're always in control. And it is, you opt in to turn on Apple Intelligence, and you're always in control of what features you use and when you use them and how you want to use them. So nothing is ever forced on you. It's a capability that you can take advantage of, but you're in control. And ultimately, that's as critical a piece as privacy is. We want you to feel like you're in control of how to use Apple Intelligence and how it can be best used for you as an individual.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.